Hi everyone, Dolly's here for Cat Scrappiness. Welcome. Today I'm going to be introducing the new fall release. The new fall release includes the falling leaf stamp and coordinating dies and the falling leaves premium double-sided cardstock. The falling leaves stamp set includes both the outline and the solids for maple leaves, oak leaves, acorns, and the round leaves at the bottom. The acorns have a two-step stamping, so you will have the top of the acorn and the actual nut. For the die cuts, you will notice that you have not only the outline of the leaf with the stems, but also the outline of the leaves without them. The same is true for the acorn. You will have the outline of the full acorn, and you will also have the outline of the two-step stamping of the solids for the acorns. The large maple leaf, it's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and the smaller maple leaf is 1 by 1. The oak leaves, the larger one is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4 inches, and the smaller one is 3/4 of an inch by 1. The third leaf is 1 1/4 inches wide by 2, and the smaller version is 3/4 of an inch by 1. And then lastly, we have the acorn, which is 7/8 by 1, 1/2 an inch by 3/4 of an inch. There are two ways that you can use these two-step stamping sets. One, where you stamp your solid part first, and then you match the outline on top. I prefer this method when I am doing background stamping, where I actually want the outline to be a little bit offset to the solid image. Let me demonstrate. I will be using a acrylic block, and in this case I'm going to be using the maple leaf and the oak leaf. And I'm going to start again with the solid part first. A rainbow ink pad that provides already with a very easy blending technique where I just put them together, just easy blend. Before you use your stamps, remember solid stamps stamp better the first time if you have seasoned them. To season them, just pass a rubber eraser or even your finger around the solid area of the stamp. So here is a look of the stamps, and I will continue to do this. And then I will match the outline with a darker, in this case black ink, to be a little bit offset. Great thing about these die cuts is that, again, it doesn't only have the die cut that cuts the complete outline, including the stem, but also the outline of just the leaf. You could stop at this moment and use your die cuts, and it would have a very simplistic and clean look. Or you could go ahead and stamp the outline on top of it. I am going to be using the Cat Scrappiness metal clips. These are heavy duty. They are super easy to use. They cut these metal dies like hot knife on butter. It is amazing. Again, remember that you have the option of cutting these with the stem and without the stem, and I'll show you both of them. Here they are in all their glory. I love how these look. A technique that actually gives you a better chance of perfectly aligning these two stamps is to stamp first your outline stamp. I'm using black here so you guys can see. You can use whatever color coordinates with the ink that you will be using for your solid base. Making sure that I get a good impression with these. And then I will use the solid part of these stamps to position them. And they are so much easier to position because you could already see the outline. I do recommend that you use a single stamp at a time to match these because it's harder if you're doing multiple ones. You could do this in your MISTI and line them all up. You could create multiple pages of these and have them in your stash in an easy and fast way. I'm going to be starting with the maple leaf. I'm putting it in a corner because this stamp pad, if you kind of go over that, see, I'm positioning it again, because if you kind of go over that little hook where you pull it and push the colors in, it's hard to get them inked up. And then I am making sure that I am moving it slightly to blend a little bit the colors. And then I'm going to position my paper so it's easier for me to see. And I'm going to line them up, stamp, and you get a way better and easier chance of positioning perfectly your stamps. For the acorn, I do recommend that you start with the lighter or the bottom part of the acorn. And after you line that up, then do the top part of the acorn in case you need to cover a little bit any part that went just out of place. You see how easy this is? This technique gives you amazing results. Again, I like the previous techniques when I'm doing a background and I want my images to be offset and bring a little bit more of interest to my background. Let's introduce the Falling Leaves double-sided premium cardstock. It is a 6x6 package and you get 12 patterns. I'm actually going to start at the back because I have already used a few of the patterns in the front. You start with this beautiful green background and it has some crisscross in the background, some oak leaves and acorns. These colors are just amazing. They're beautiful and they're all about fall. You get this plaid with the red on red. It's a beautiful tone on tone coloring. And next to it, we get this beautiful zigzag. You're going to have a light yellow, a light orange, a darker orange, more of a rust color. And then you get the maroon, the bright red, and the bright green. I really love this color combination of this paper pack. This tone on tone with the yellows and the acorns is an adorable look. You will see another of these tone on tone. This orange paper with the leaves are just amazing. I love that it has so much space in between the leaves and the leaves are of a smaller size. Then you get this gorgeous plaid. This might be my favorite. I love plaid and these colors scream fall. They scream sweater weather. This one has a mix of all three types of the leaves and you have little dots in the background. The background is like a light yellow. These polka dot paper with the vignette outside and the bright spot in the middle. It's just perfect. And here is the second of those papers that have the tone on tone with the acorns and a little bit of a light source in the middle. More polka dots. These are happy, beautiful polka dots that coordinates the same colors of the zigzag. So these two pattern papers will be perfect to put together. Now, this is the pattern paper that most interests me because this one, we can use some of the coordinating dies of the stamp set, of the Falling Leaf stamp sets to actually cut all of these leaves and acorns. I was so pleasantly surprised to figure this out, and I had to try it. You could simply just put them, and or you can make templates, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Here are the templates that I created just in case you don't want to just be running at good luck for placing your die cuts. All you do is cut your die cut into a piece of scrap of paper and snip one of the sides. And then when you position the die cut there, it just clicks in place. Hold the die cut and pull the paper, and the die cut will be in the perfect placement. You just add a little bit of tape and pass it through your die cutting machine, and you get, look at them, perfectly cut leaves and acorns. They are just adorable. Let's continue with the paper pack. The back of that leaf pattern paper is this beautiful side with gingham, and then we start all over again our patterns. Now let's look at some of the samples from some of our creative team members. Enjoy!